Directive 19, Room 4, B. 2:14 a.m. Do not answer the third knock. That line appears 11 times in the building's surviving records, written by 4 different hands across almost 60 years. The wording never changes. The Ashford Residence Hall opened its doors on Cardigan Street in 1958, a 5-story boarding house for single tenants, the kind of place city welfare officers used to send men and women with nowhere else to go. It was not a hospital. It was not a research site. It was a building superintendent named Walter Corbin who first wrote the rule down, and he did not write it because he believed in anything. He wrote it because a woman died, and he needed the deaths to stop. Her name was recorded only as tenant Delacroix, first initial E, age 41, and she had lived in room 4B for 4 months when Corbin found her on the morning of March 3rd, 1961. His own log entry, preserved in the Ashford Building Archive, reads as follows. Called on Miss D after no answer to rent collection 2 days running. Found deceased, no forced entry. Front desk log shows no visitor signed in past 10 p.m. the night prior. Mrs. Halloran on the 3rd floor reports hearing 3 knocks at Miss D's door around 2 a.m. Says the first 2 were normal. Says the 3rd one was not like a hand. Corbin did not elaborate on what "not like a hand" meant. He never used the phrase again in 11 years of subsequent entries, but 6 weeks later, a new line appeared taped inside the front desk drawer in his handwriting, numbered as the 19th standing rule of the house. Never answer the 3rd knock at 4B. The evidence that survives from those first years is fragmentary, but it is specific. A tenant intake form for room 4B, dated September of 1963, carries a typed warning at the bottom in the Standard House Rules section: quiet hours, guest policy, rent due dates, and beneath it, in a different pen, someone has added by hand, 2 knocks, open the door. 3rd knock, do not. No signature, no explanation. Just an instruction folded into the paperwork like a fire escape diagram, treated with the same flat, bureaucratic indifference as the plumbing schedule. The building's hallway intercom system, installed in 1972, produced the only surviving audio. The recording is time-stamped 2:11 a.m., October the 9th, 1984, pulled from a reel logged as 4B routine by whoever filed it, apparently unaware or unwilling to say otherwise of what it contained. The transcript notes 3 knocks. The first 2 arrive 4 seconds apart. Even pressure, the kind of knock made by knuckle against hollow core door, decaying in under a second, consistent with a hand at that distance from the intercom pickup. The 3rd knock arrives 11 seconds after the second. It is louder. The acoustic report attached to the file describes the decay time as nearly 3 times longer than the first 2, inconsistent with a single point of contact, and notes a low frequency underneath it that the equipment of the era could not isolate or explain. No footage exists. No visitor signed the log that night. The pattern holds across every documented instance the file contains. The first 2 knocks correspond, without exception, to a person confirmed to be standing at the door, a neighbor, a delivery, a friend arriving late. The third knock, checked afterward through visitor logs, hallway sightlines, and in later years security footage, has never once corresponded to anyone physically present. Not once, in 11 documented occurrences across 63 years. What the file describes as the actual anomaly is not the knock. It is the behavior it produces. Subjects housed in room 4B report consistently an escalating physical compulsion to open the door once the second knock has landed, described in a 1996 intake interview as a pulling feeling behind the sternum, and in a 2003 account as like my hand was already moving before I decided to move it. The compulsion is documented to intensify with proximity to the door and appears to peak in the 11-second window between the second and third knock, the same window measured on the 1984 recording. Subscribe. The file gets a new entry every week, and it is never fully closed. 2 subjects are documented to have opened the door on the third knock. Their case files are the only ones the building's later management preserved in full. Subject R, male, age 34, occupied room 4B for 7 weeks beginning in January of 1991. On the night of February the 14th, the overnight desk clerk logged 3 knocks, reported from the 4th floor, at 2:16 a.m. Subject R was found the following afternoon by the same clerk, seated upright in the room's single chair, uninjured with no signs of forced entry or struggle. He did not respond to his name. He was pronounced dead 9 minutes after paramedics arrived, of what the attending physician's note describes only as undetermined, no trauma present. The room's deadbolt was engaged from the inside. The window, painted shut since 1970, showed no disturbance to the paint seal. Subject M, female, age 26, occupied room 4B for 11 days beginning in August of 2009, the shortest tenancy on record. A downstairs neighbor reported knocking sounds at 2:19 a.m. on August the 20th and reported, separately, hearing the door open. Subject M was found by building staff the next morning. The room was, according to the incident report, in the same condition as move-in inventory. Every item accounted for, nothing displaced, nothing missing, except Subject M herself, whose whereabouts were never established. She has never been located. The file lists her status not as deceased, but as unresolved. Room 4B is occupied today. The current tenant, a man in his 50s whose name is redacted in the surviving copy of the file, moved in during the spring of last year and is, according to a management addendum, aware of house policy regarding Directive 19 and subject to a nightly welfare check logged by building staff at 2 a.m., 14 minutes before the historical average time of the first knock. Directive 19 remains, in the words of the current property management company, an active standing order for the 4th floor, printed without further comment in the tenant handbook alongside noise complaints and parking regulations. No agency has intervened, no unit has been sealed. The building continues to lease its other rooms without incident, and Directive 19 is treated, on paper, exactly like every other item of house policy, filed, followed, unremarkable. The most recent addendum to the file is dated the 11th of this month. It was logged by the current overnight attendant, a woman employed at the building for the past 8 months. Her entry is 4 lines long. It states that the knocking was heard at the usual time. It states that the first 2 knocks matched the acoustic profile on record, consistent with prior years. It states that the third knock arrived not 11 seconds after the second, but 4. And it states, without further comment, that a 4th knock followed 6 seconds after that, for the first time in the building's recorded history.